Hey everybody. First off, I want to thank Tide We for paying for the show. If you need a pair of boots, a pair of waders, a new backpack, some hunting rain gear, look them up. They got some good stuff. A lot of people call themselves expert turkey hunters, and really if you learn how to make a yelp and a purr and a cluck, I think you're an expert turkey hunter, because if you've ever heard turkeys, they sound horrible next to people. And if you can make a similar call, it's just a matter of hitting that bird in the right mood. They're going to come in.
Yeah.
Now for me, what I love to do is to run and gun.
Yep, so do I.
That whole tent thing, it's not for me. I don't have the patience for it, and I just don't feel as good about it when I get one. I want to go after them. So I love driving around looking at properties and seeing a bird and going after them, and it's been a tough season. Rick, you had the first season.
Yep.
I went out with Rick a little bit. We couldn't find a bird on these public properties. They just weren't around, and
it's a little cold. Looks like a 3.5. Oof, that hurts.
yeah. If somebody got in here before us, that's the nature of public land. Still think it's a good spot. Give it a shot. Are you pleasuring that thing, or what are you doing? You seem to be enjoying that. That just ain't right. You guys probably watched Dave's hunt. Dave got one opportunity, and he missed. Gobbling again.
No, you don't know.
I don't think so. He flew over there.
Yeah.
And you have to seize those opportunities. Rick didn't even get an opportunity. He saw some birds, got on some birds, but not even around here. You went up with the hunt with Tyler?
I went up hunting with Tyler. We had a couple, got close, just never sealed the deal.
Yeah. So my hunt started out slow. Yesterday, I got out and we finally got some sun, and I drove around. All of a sudden there's birds all over the place.
Yeah.
And it was kind of amazing. I mean, I got into a lot of them yesterday, but there's a lot of pressure. There was guys coming in from every direction hunting, and the properties aren't that big. Day one of my turkey season. Dave and Rick went first. Well, there's a couple right there. Wisconsin breaks up its turkey seasons into little like week-long blocks. And week one, Dave and Rick went. Dave missed one. Rick didn't do any good when he hunted over here. I don't know how he did when he went up by Tyler. Didn't sound like he got anything. But around here, there doesn't seem to be much for birds. I don't know what's going on, but I'm having a hard time locating them. It's well before the season. And it's just like all the places where they usually are vacant. We've seen a few. One of the ones I was after got shot opening week. Well, there's a couple, but they're on private land. Just gonna drive around and search for them a little bit. I had to work all day, and now it's evening time, and maybe I can either locate one or get on a last minute one going to roost or something. A couple on that hill over there, a few of them, but they're way too far from public. around a corner, and there's that time this way, there's a roost right here. And then a little further down, there's a big tom leaving here. And I tried to keep him on this side of the road, but he was really motivated to stay on the other side. I went back and forth, kind of blocking him, trying to keep him on this side. And he did everything he could to run around the car, truck, and then finally he just flew over me. Kind of funny. Then I saw a hen down here, and some hens back here, heading this way. I wasn't sure if the top was a long distance there behind some trees. But then when I came in here, right here, there was a couple hens walking around, and I stood real still, and they walked over the hill. And I waited a while, but then when I stepped over here, one of them poked its head up and saw me, flew off, and the other one putted its way into the brush. But I'm expecting to be bedded down in here, or roosting down here, and coming from over there, or behind me. It's a good roost spot. We haven't been seeing a lot of birds, so it's pretty exciting to actually see some birds today. But it is a nasty day. It's been storming all day on and off, and finally got a dry spell. But as soon as I got in here, I look over and storm clouds on the horizon coming in. So I don't know what we're going to get. The wind is really picking up, and you can smell the rain. But we'll just sit down for a little while and see what happens. We got about 2 hours till closing. I got some turkeys we seen from the truck right over the hill here. They're within probably 200 yards. We crept in here. I don't think we got busted, but there's one little spot where they might have seen us, but I don't think they did. I didn't see no sign that they saw us. I'm going to try and call them in, but there was probably a dozen hens and 3 or 4 big toms, so I don't know that we'll call them in, but they seem to be heading this way, so I have hope. So they are over by those pine trees just on the other side. You see them?
Yeah. 2 hen, 1 hen and a tom.
Are they coming this way?
They're going to our right. Third one.
Okay, I see a big one walking in the grass. Alright. See where they're headed now. Looks like they're going down towards the swamp. You still see them at all? Okay, the birds came across, but they came across about 100 yards up from us and ignored us. So our next option would be, that's all dense swamp where they're at. I don't know the area really well, but if they're going along this swamp, I think we could run back that way and cut them off before they get down there. I just don't know where they're at, if I can move yet. They were right there a second ago. So today, I got up, I hunted over on one property where we saw all the birds.
I saw a group of turkeys coming this way. There is a slight possibility they seen me, but I don't think they did. It's about 300 yards and I had my head up, but I slowly went down. I did notice they freezed, but in this cover, I doubt they saw me. But they should be popping out any second if they didn't. And I don't see them.
There were a lot of birds out there, but they got around me, just out of range. It was tough. So I went driving around the properties. I was having a hard time locating birds again, a little slow. Then I went past Dave's house. And way in the distance, in the back field, I saw something black just flicker for a second. I was like, was that a tail? And then I thought, nah, probably not, but I'm just going to watch. It was like 400 or 500 yards. Then all of a sudden I see a fan come up and go back down. And this bird was over the horizon 400 or 500 yards away, but enough of that tail showed that I knew a turkey was over there. Driving around looking for turkeys. Looking out over Dave's place. There's his blind up there. Right where that tree line is, 20 yards from the blind, I saw a fan come up for a minute and go back down. So I know there's a Tom there. I'm thinking I can run up that tree line. Maybe I can make it to the blind, but I doubt it. I might have to set up before the blind. But might be able to get that bird. We'll try. We'll see if he comes walking out on my way down there. I'm done, because he's real close to the tree line. That's worth a shot. It's a long distance and a lot of open terrain, but I beelined it back there trying to make it in time to get this bird. Now what was interesting is the bird went the wrong way. I got there and he was going the other way, and he's with the hen because he's fanning. And I didn't see the hen, but I think the hen went in the grass there and nested. There's been a hen hanging around that area. And he just was standing there fanning, and I thought, well, what are the odds that I'm going to turn that bird around, number one, and number two, pull it away from the hen? But I got to give it a shot. So I couldn't get all the way to Dave's blind, because I would have had to go through open terrain right up to him. So I belly crawled to a tree, because there was open between me and the bird. And I got to that tree, and I could see the bird even from sitting. I got myself up against that tree. There was not very much cover at all.
All right, I can see him right down there on that tree line. don't see a hen, but he keeps fanning, so I know he's with the hen. What do you think the chances are of turning him around and bringing him back? Almost looks like he's coming back. It does. It looks like he might be coming back. Yeah, he is. He's coming back. I hit that call, and that bird spun around and started coming in.
Yeah, it did.
It was cool. Comes all the way till I lose sight of it. And then I've had birds hang up on that tree line. Like won't come across the fence line. So I was a little leery there. I waited and waited and waited, and he never came. So I hit the call, and I hear him gobble right on the other side. So, okay. Wait, he never shows. Never shows. So, finally I picked the call up and I hit it again. And in the beans in front of me, the fan rises out of the beans, and I see a head perk up. And I'm like, oh crap, he's right here. Just slide the call back down, ease my gun up, and he just slowly starts coming through those beans towards me. But he kept sticking his head up and looking at me, and I think he could see something was there, but I just stayed motionless because I didn't have much cover. The tree behind me is only like this, and
Didn't have a whole lot of brush around you?
you know, there's brush, but I don't think my color matched the brush exactly, and got me another one.
Big bird down. Look at that. Woo. Nice. Look at the paintbrush on that thing. I'm not very camouflaged over there, so I took a pretty good poke. It's probably like 45 yards. But got me another one. Woohoo! He got to about 45 yards and he was still coming. But I thought at that point I could take him. And that bad old boy sucked. Them BBs like you wouldn't believe. Just sucked them up tough and turned around and ran. But the second shot rolled him. Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, I was thinking that it was going to be pretty rough to get a bird this year. And all that really matters is that I did better than Rick. But Rick still got a couple more tags. I still got one more tag.
I got 2.
You get the last 2 seasons. I got the very last season. So Rick's got a chance for redemption, but he's not a very good turkey hunter. So I think I can beat him.
You know, I could reply, but he would cut it out.
Right, I just
So why even
edit.
bother?
Clip, 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 it hits the floor.
Every reply I have that's good, he cuts out.
That's what I do. I hope you enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the hunt. See you next time.
Bye.
Look at that. I can see Dave up at a farm. Woohoo! I don't know if you can see him. He's way up there. He's watching. So from up on that hill, I looked across, and along that field, I saw him fanning right next to the blind on the other side of it. So I snuck down this tree line. When I got to here, I could see him on the other end of this field, that bean field over there, the second field back. And so I crawled from there up to here, and I got up against this tree here. Broke a couple branches out of my way, and the whole time I could see him. I could see him in the field. And I couldn't see the hen, but he's definitely working a hen, because he was fanning and gobbling a little bit. And I called, and I turned that baby around, and he came right back up. And then I didn't know where he was, so I called. I heard him gobble over there. So I waited a while, and I called again, and he gobbled in the field, and all of a sudden I saw him fan right here. And then he just slowly snuck up. I got him about the middle of the field right here. Woohoo! Turkey down.
Well, that didn't take long.
Put in enough effort. Even a blind squirrel occasionally gets a nut. Wow. Yeah, I'm surprised I spotted him. I saw a little fan just rise up over that hill, and I wasn't even sure it was a fan.
Yeah.
So I kept staring, and then I saw it go up one more time.
Yeah.
And then I knew it was a fan. But man, that's got to be 500-600 yards.
Yeah.
I'm lucky I spotted him.
Yeah.
He was right next to your blind.
I don't want to hear that.
I come down here, and when I got on the hill, I could see him. He was already heading back with a hen, all the way back on the other side.
Oh my God.
And I had to crawl because it's open across. And I crawled up and got against a tree, and there's a bunch of thorn bushes I had to break. And I'm thinking he's gonna see me. Then I set up the camera and stuff, and I called. He spins around and comes right in.
Really?
Yeah, gobbling.
Did you hear him this time?
I couldn't hear him until he got up to near your blind.
Oh.
And then it sounded like he was staying there, like he wouldn't come through the trees. And I waited and waited and waited, and I hit the blind or the call again. All of a sudden he pops up fanning into beans in front of me.
Really?
Yeah, so then he kept looking at me, and I didn't have much cover. And I would think I'm busted because he'd be like this.
Oh.
But then all of a sudden he gobbled and started coming in a little bit.
Really?
You know, so I waited till he got to about 45 yards, and then I thought I was pushing my luck, and I shot. And
I was right on his head, and it looked like he took the impact. It rolled him. He got up and he started running, and I let him have one more, and then he went down for keeps.
Yeah, I heard the two. I just said I came around the corner. I heard bang, bang. I'm like, Jesus, he got the sucker.
When you hear that second shot, you probably thought I missed.
I didn't know what was going on. I didn't have my camera with me, so I ran back up in the truck as fast as I could. Then went and grabbed it.
Well, how many of these running guns do we get where we don't get a bird? And,
Yeah.
and you, all you knew is I was on one back here.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I'm glad you're here to hear it.
Well, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
That worked out good.
Yeah, it's funny how it just all of a sudden your luck can change just by finding a receptive bird.
Yep, that's all you got to do.
You know, they make it out to be like turkey hunting so hard, but really anybody can do this stuff. It's pretty easy, and you don't even have to sound good calling or anything. And
No.
people want to make themselves out to be turkey experts.
Yeah.
All you have to do is hit that call when they're in the right mood and they're
Yep,
coming.
exactly. That's
Well, it was fun. I mean, I was worried with the lack of birds we've been seeing that I would even get one.
well, we do. I told you there was two of them around here, so now there's one. Well, like I said, I drove around for almost 2 weeks, and I seen 2 times once.
So, Rick here couldn't kill a bird. I had to show him how.
Oh my God.
End of video.